Okay, today we're going to be talking about system word problems. So we're just going to jump into some examples and talk about them. There's 3 or 4 different types we got to worry about. First type says Jim bought 3 toy cars and 5 toy trucks for $68. Jerry bought 2 toy cars and 7 toy trucks for $82. Write a system of equations that can be used to find the price of each car X and truck Y, then find the price of each. Now, usually writing the system of equations is the easiest part because we just look at each sentence. It says, Jim bought 3 toy cars, 5 toy trucks for $68. Now, if you look down here, it says cars are X and trucks are Y. So what that means, if cars are X and trucks are Y, my first equation would simply be 3X plus 5Y equals 68. My second equation comes from the second sentence. 2 toy cars, 7 toy trucks for $82. So again, cars are X, trucks are Y. So we're looking at 2X plus 7Y equals $82. So my equation, my system of equations is this. Now we're going to use elimination to solve it. So if I got 3x plus 5y equals 68, 2x plus 7y equals 82, I'm going to have to figure out which variable I want to eliminate. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to get rid of the x's. Now, again, we talked about we can just multiply each equation by basically the opposite of what's in front of the x, or the same number, but like if 3 is on top, I can multiply the bottom by 3. 2 is on bottom, I can multiply the top by 2. But since both of these numbers are positive, I need to make one of these negative. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just make the 2 negative. So this equation is now going to become negative 6x minus 10y equals negative 136. The bottom equation would become 6x plus 21y equals 246. Now I've got opposite numbers here in front of the x's, so I can add the 2 equations together. Negative 10 plus 21y equals 11y, and negative 136 plus 246 is 110. So I divide both sides by 11 and I get y equals 10. Then again, I have to go back and find x, so I pick whichever equation I want to. So I'm just going to take the top equation, which is 3x plus 5y equals 68. Going to plug in 10 for y, so 3x plus 5 times 10 equals 68. So 3x plus 50 equals 68. Subtract 50. And I get 3x equals 18. X equals 6. Again, then we got to figure out what those numbers mean. So x is 6, y is 10. Well, x is the price of each car. So the cars are $6. And y is the price of the truck. And the trucks are going to be $10. Example 2. A field trip of 35, including adults and students, went to the museum. Adult tickets were $10 and student tickets were $6. The total cost was $234. Write a system of equations that can be used to find the number of adults, X, and children, Y, who went on the trip. Then find the number of children who went. So again, still a system of equations, and we can still use the first 2 sentences. Field trip of 35, including adults and students. And again, adults are X and students or children are Y. So adults are X, students or children are Y. And actually, just to make this match, we'll just change this to students. So this is the number that went. So the number of adults, X, plus the number of students, Y, equals 35. The second deals with how much they spent. It says adult tickets were $10, student tickets were $6, and they total spent $234. So $10 for every adult, so 10x, plus $6 for every student equals 234. So here's my system that I'm dealing with. Now I just have to solve it. So if I take x plus y equals 35 and 10x plus 6y equals 234, again, I'm just going to get rid of the x again. And since this is like a 1, and I can cancel the x's if this was a negative 10. So if I multiply the top by negative 10, then I'm going to be able to cancel. I don't have to do anything to the bottom one in this case. So this goes to negative 10x minus 10y equals negative 350. The bottom equation just stays the same. Now I can add together because these are opposites. So negative 10 and 6 is negative 4y. Negative 350 and 234 is negative 116. Then I divide both sides by negative 4. And I get y equals 29. Then I have to go back and plug it back in. I'm just going to pick the top equation. So x plus y equals 35. And if y is 29, x plus 29 equals 35. Subtract 29, I get x equals 6. Again, make sure you figure out what everything represents. So the number of adults is x. So that means there were 6 adults that went. Number of students was y, and that means there was 29 students that went. Okay. A change purse consisting of 16 coins made up of quarters and dimes worth a total of $3.10. Write a system of equations that can be used to find the number of quarters x and dimes y, then find how many of each there are. So we got a change purse, 16 coins, quarters and dimes. So quarters and x is dimes y. So that means the number of quarters plus the number of dimes has to be 16. Then they total $3.10. So a quarter is worth 25 cents, so we can say 0.25x plus a dime is 0.1, so we can say 0.1y equals $3.10. And I'm just going to put 3.1. You can put 3.10, it doesn't matter. So this is my equation I'm going to solve. So I got x plus y equals 16 and 0.25x plus 0.1y equals 3.1. So I'm just going to get rid of the x again. Again, since this is like a 1x, I can just multiply this by negative 0.25. Again, I have to make it negative because this one's positive, and I want to make sure they're opposite signs. So I can multiply everything by negative 0.25 on top. So that gives me negative 0.25x minus 0.25y equals, and again, this is just like a fourth. So a fourth of 16 is 4, and a positive times a negative is a negative. So it's negative 4. The bottom equation I didn't change. So now, if I add those two together, that cancels. Negative 0.25 and 0.1 is negative 0.15 equals negative $4 and 3.1 is negative 0.9. And if I divide both sides by a negative 0.15, I get y equals 6. Then I can go back and say, well, x plus y equals 16. If y equals 6, then I subtract 6 from both sides and I get x equals 10. So that means the number of quarters is x, and that's 10. The number of dimes is y, and that's 6. Okay, 4 says Kelly bought 3 packs of gum and 2 candy bars for $7. Kim bought 1 pack of gum and 6 candy bars for $13. Write a system of equations that can be used to find the price of each pack of gum X and candy bar Y. Then find the cost of buying 1 pack of gum and 1 candy bar. So we got first sentence: 3 packs of gums, 2 packs of candy bars for $7. So gum is X, candy bars is Y. So 3X plus 2Y equals 7. Then Kim bought 1 pack of gum and 6 packs of candy bars for $13. So just 1X plus 6Y equals 13. So this is my system I'm dealing with. So now let's look at what we need to do to solve it. I think it's easier to get rid of the x in this case because I can just multiply the bottom by -3, and that'll be the opposite of that. So I'm going to multiply the bottom by -3. So the top is going to stay the same. The bottom is going to become -3x minus 18y equals -39. Now if I add them together, the x's cancel. 2 and -18 is -16y. 7 and -39 is -32. Divide both sides by -16, I get y equals 2. Then again, it doesn't matter which one you pick. I'm just going to pick the top equation. 3x plus 2y equals 7. Well, now I know y is 2, which gives me 3x plus 4 equals 7. Subtract 4 from both sides, get 3x equals 3. Divide both sides by 3 and x equals 1. So that means the gum, which is x, cost $1, and the candy bar cost $2. Now on these you got to make sure you read what they want. It says find the cost of buying 1 pack of gum and 1 candy bar. So that means if I bought 1 of each, and then I would take the price of a gum plus the price of candy bar, which is 1 plus 2. So my cost of buying 1 each would be $3.